I can when you kiss me.
When you kiss me, when you kiss me, when you kiss me.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Tech with Ace, if you will. I'm Ace, that's not my real name by the way. This is on the exclusively on YouTube channel AC and EX. I don't know how you put that in plural, but that's its YouTube channel. Anyways, so visit that, it should be on the bottom of your screen. Coming up, well, let me give you a little background information. Some of you may know me from my previous channel, Ace24, Ace1224. Yeah, that's a long time, don't ask where that came from. But yeah, this is not a Blender tutorial channel, if you know what that is. If not, I'm going to actually cover it in this episode. But it is a channel where you can watch these cool shows. Me, a couple of the guys are going to be uploading this channel, just some cool videos that we make and all that kind of stuff. So subscribe if you like this show and want to see more, or just like some of our videos that we put up so far. Coming up in this episode, we are going to explain how you can make games. Yeah, video games. At this moment, computer games, because I mean that's the easiest because you can make them on it. But also, if you ever wanted your MP3 player to play through your car speakers, we have one of the cheapest and easiest methods available. Coming up next. Alright guys, this is Python that I'm going to tell you about. Basically it is a pure coding language. I've chosen Python because first of all I know a little bit about it, and because it's simple, object-oriented, and you can get coding pretty quickly with it. Here's an example Python code. It's going to create a window and have a ball bouncing around within the square. So a couple things have to happen in order for this to do correctly. You have to load the ball image, load the window that it's going to bounce around in, set a color for that window, and you have to detect when the ball is hitting the borders of that window, and all that kind of stuff. And so here's an example code. I'll go and get started. Right here, these are just necessary stuff. Okay, the size, the speed, and the color. I don't want to go into too much here because you know, I don't have time to do a full-on Python tutorial. This is where you set your screen to play, and then you have your let's see here. Move around this a little bit real quick. You have your ball object here where you load it, you know, image.load, and then you move on. Basically ball rect, you make it a rector image so Python can, you know, access it and do it. So for instance, to do a button, this is event.type. If you quit the window, it says system.exit, so it actually quits. And then you're referring to the stuff above on a lot of this stuff, and you know, here's your speed. You know, if it touches the width, which we set, you know, up above, then negative its speed, which means reverse it, and all that kind of stuff. You know, screen, fill it, and that's not with black. Black is up here, and that kind of stuff. Sorry, that was kind of rushed, but basically that's what Python is. I mean, this I got off the Pygame website, which I'll put up now, and just go there. They have lots of good stuff, good tutorial links, and all that. There are Python forums, which are really good help. You just search those, search the internet for Python forum. You got Pygame, it's a module for Python. And Python you can do all kinds of stuff with. I mean, it's used very much in security systems, and Yahoo, Google, YouTube is basically built on Python, and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's used for everything, and it's growing and growing and growing and getting more popular. So that's one scripting language. Now let's head over to a different way to make games and see what we got there. Okay, what I'm going to do for you now is Blender. It's loading up here. Here is the basic user interface. If you check out my other YouTube channel, Ace24, Ace1224, I have tons of Blender tutorials. It's how I like to make games because it's fun and easy. I'm going to open up something here. This looks pretty complicated, but it's actually not too bad once you get to know it. It's nice. It's free. By the way, this is totally free. Python was free, so both of these are free ways so far. Load an older thing of it because it's pretty rough and we haven't worked on it in a while, but we are still trying to do it. We can go to a different level or scene, if in Blender lingo here. This doesn't have any textures with it, it's just all gray, but here's, camera, and you can see that it looks a bit complicated, but when you know what you're doing, it's really not that bad. YouTube has all kinds of Blender tutorials for this, and there's also the Blender artist forums to check out. There I went to texture mode, where you can see some of the texturing work I've done. It's not impressive, but I mean, it works. And this is how you build the game, using logic bricks. Basically, it says, do this if this happens. See here I have, if the escape key is hit, go to an and sensor, and quit game. I mean, there's a quit game button, basically. There's all kinds of stuff. There's physics, realistic physics, the bullet engine, properties to toggle back and forth, and it's fairly unlimited. I mean, it's nice to create, just extrude. There's no typing, no Photoshop work or anything. It's all in here. Now for good textures, you'll want Photoshop work done or something like that. But you get the basic point of this. And now let's move on to one I'm less familiar with. A program called Game Maker. It's for 2D and all that kind of stuff. Let's go. Alright, here we are. Sorry, no video for you because I really don't know that much about this. I have made a couple things in it, but I believe this will do fine. Not a lot to tell you. It's a 2D game maker. There's a couple other things. This is the demo version, free to do with. I think it has a couple limitations, but before you buy it, it's like $50. You might as well learn it. This has a little bit of a fan base. Quite easy to publish in. The ease of making it, I mean, if you can draw the images that go in your game for 2D, like the people, the background, it's going to be fairly easy. It's pretty fun, gotta admit. You just load it up, and basically once you load an object or a sprite is what the little people, the animated people are called, you assign controls to it in its panel. If I hit this, how does it respond? If I touch this, how does it respond? Alright, so that's your three basic types, game engine, coding, and then, like, programs, basically. And, so that's it. There's the Torque game engine, there's all kinds. Just try to search the internet, I mean, they're all over the place. But you also need to be good at art. Photoshop, PaintShop Pro, or something. The better your art is in your game, the better it's going to be. So if you have a friend that's art, you might want to try to get him involved or, learn it yourself. But, coming up next, the product, the MP3 player that I've been telling you about, so let's check it out. Welcome to our product table. This is the MP3 player. You just got the headphone jack there. You have the cassette. Yes, that's right, a cassette player. You can find this on Amazon.com. That's where I purchased this. $8. It was like $6 shipping, so that's $14, which comes like virtually nothing. You just plug it in, plug the other end up to your MP3 player, and you're ready to go. And it just plays perfectly clear. You got bass still. You have everything you wanted. You're done. Just eject it and take it with you to any car. I mean, almost every have a tape player. So that's that. Sorry for the rush. Alright guys, hope you liked the show. That was the very first episode of Tech with Ace. If you like it, subscribe, rate it, comment. All that can be done down below on our YouTube, if this is on the YouTube page. If not, go to our YouTube and do it then. If you have a suggestion for a future episode, please comment on that, because I have no more episodes made and I would like to get this show rolling. And it's probably a bad idea, but let's see if we can roll with it, and come up with some pretty cool stuff. So, that's that, and hope you enjoyed it. Comment, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah.